Welcome to another APBT Database tutorial. Today we will get acquainted with the basic functions of the database, such as searching, working with the pedigree itself, and test pedigrees. If you have paid an annual fee, as you already know from the previous video, you can, among other things, search for dogs. You can enter the full name or just part of the name of the dog you are looking for. If the search result is only one dog, its pedigree will be displayed to you straight away. But that is not our case. Let's move on to the next page, because we are interested in the pedigree of the dogwood snooty. Let's find out some information about this dog. Here we have a photo of the dog, which we can enlarge to full screen and view all the photos of the given dog. Here is the dog's name. Here we see his father, and here, on the contrary, his mother. Here the dog's gender. Here we see the date, in this case the year of birth of the dog. Here we see the date, in this case the dog's death. Since this dog has age counting set, we also see how many years the dog lived. Here we see in which country the dog was born, and here in which country the dog is located. Here the color of the dog's coat is listed, and here we see the titles achieved. Here we see all its descendants. We can view these descendants in a clear page, where we can also see photos and names of the parents of these dogs. We can filter the results by gender. This button copies the link to this pedigree to our clipboard. This button adds this dog to the test pedigree, but we will get to that later in this video. Here we see the registration number. And here the ROM and PURE points, which are calculated automatically from the successes of the descendants. This button shows us updates to this pedigree. We can see what and when to do on this pedigree. Here we see the notes for this dog. Here we see the siblings and half-siblings of this dog, divided into categories. Again, you can view these siblings in a clear page, and we can filter them. This button will show us the breeding info. We will learn the statistics of the success of his offspring. And we see all the females that have been mated to this dog. Here we see a small statistic of this dog's pedigree. For each name, it is shown how many times it appears in the pedigree and what percentage of the ancestor has in the pedigree. This button will show us a detailed analysis of the pedigree. On this page, you can see information about the coefficient of inbreeding and ancestor loss. Here you can see several randomly selected ancestors of this dog. And here you can see the statistics of the pedigree, which was calculated from 8 generations. Again, you see the ancestor's name, how many times it appears in the pedigree, what is its percentage in the pedigree, and in which generations it is located. Here again, you see the coefficient of inbreeding and ancestor loss, which are calculated in real time for the currently displayed pedigree. The results may vary depending on how many generations you have currently displayed. Since we live in a time where it is normal to like, the APBT database has not escaped this trend. Here we can switch the number of generations we want to display. Colored dots in the pedigree indicate that this dog is represented in the pedigree multiple times. The problem is that when we have a multi-generational pedigree that does not fit on the screen, these colored dots lose their meaning. However, we have the option to mark the dog with the right mouse click, and it will remain marked even if we scroll through the pedigree. The context menu, which appears by right-clicking, shows us more information. We have the option to open the pedigree in a new window, copy the pedigree address to the clipboard, or mark the dog. We also see how many times the dog appears in the pedigree and what percentage it is represented. Last but not least, you can leave a comment for this dog. But let's go back to the Added to Test Mating Pedigree button. This button inserts this dog into the test pedigree. You don't have to fill in its name. In this case, you just need to select the female. And we have a test pedigree. This function is used when planning mating, when you don't want to save your plans in the database. These test pedigrees are not saved anywhere unless you do so yourself. You can also get to this section directly from the main menu. You see siblings again, pedigree statistics, and other things that I explained earlier. With this button, you can insert this pedigree into the database. And as with normal pedigrees, you can comment on these test pedigrees if you send someone a link to this pedigree. If you send someone a link to this pedigree, these comments are only displayed for these specific test matings and nowhere else. Another handy feature is the display of the last 4 visited dogs. Thank you for your attention, and in the next video we will show you how to create a dog.